Is Sorcerer still the quick casting spell slinger with a birthright from the gods that you remember?
Find out in this early look at the D&D 2024 Sorcerer class.
My name is Dr. DM.
And I'm Kyle, the Mind Flayer Slayer.
And today we're bringing you the 2024 version of the Sorcerer. We'll give you our review, full review, and our ranking. And now, before we begin the video, we want to issue you another challenge.
Yes, indeed.
We want you to go down into the comments anytime during this video, and we want you to write in, who do you think is going to play a sorcerer in the 2024 Player's Handbook?
This is a really tough one.
And if you're right, in a few weeks, we're going to go back and heart the comments that were correct. So, all right, we're going to get into it.
Absolutely.
Take it away.
Starting with spellcasting. Sorcerers can now prepare more spells than they could before. And you can switch one cantrip whenever you level up.
So I would say this is one of Sorcerer's weaknesses before, was a limited spell list. Even though they could do so much with Metamagic, right? You kind of had to pick and choose what was going to be the best. In comparison, for example, Wizards' massive spell book, right? Which I also think that's maybe too much. But you know,
I agree.
That's an opinion. But now they have more spells and more flexibility as you level up with changing them.
Now, you're no longer getting, at first level, you're no longer getting your subclass, but all classes in the 2024 Player's Handbook are streamlined so that everyone gets their subclass at third level. I think this has a lot of benefits. And one of the things that we learned when we were talking with Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins at Gen Con this year, if you're new to D&D, you can start at third level. They are outright stating that in this book. And that is a huge encouragement. It's something that we do often all the time, truly. But those first two levels are really tutorials for people who are new to the game. If you are confident, if you like to play D&D, they're really telling you, let's start at third level.
Right,
okay?
And you get all these abilities already, so we do always do start at third level. You also get, at first level though, you get Innate Sorcery.
Yes.
I love this. It's almost like a built-in transformation. Some of the subclasses got transformation, right? Like the Undead Warlock, for example. But here, it's one that's baked into Sorcerer, and it's very cool.
Very powerful.
So as a bonus action, you can surge with power for 1 minute. So basically, most combats, honestly.
Truly.
So bonus actions, you can still cast your spells per turn, right? And while this is active, your Sorcerer spell save DCs increase by +1. That's big. That's like magic item, but it also stacks with a magic item, you know, that gives you bonuses there. That's like a ASI increase, right?
But the biggest advantage is you have advantage on attack rolls for sorcery spells.
Wow.
That is incredible.
So for 1 minute, because when are you not going to use it? Starting at level 1, not only do your saves go up, but you have advantage on everything, right? I mean, not spell save DCs, right? Although you get +1 there, but you're throwing out attack spell, Scorching Ray, whatever your cantrip is, awesome higher level stuff. Advantage. You just get advantage. That's insane.
And this is 2 uses per long rest. But a little later down, there's even a caveat to that.
Okay, and we'll see. But that is, in and of itself, so unbelievably powerful. Advantage, just straight up advantage forever? No concentration? Oh my gosh. Tell us about Metamagic.
Metamagic is now available at level 2. It was previously a level 3 ability.
Can I have a quick interjection? I think that's fantastic. Before, you would get sorcery points, but not Metamagic. Now you're going to get them together.
It's really good.
Yeah.
The Metamagic selection can now be changed when you level up, which is very exciting. Metamagic options and costs have been tweaked, and you can learn more Metamagic options as you level up.
Metamagic!
Metamagic.
Say that 3 times fast. So, yeah, Metamagic has always been one of the strongest part of the Sorcerer's kit. I would say it makes Sorcerer one of the strongest spellcasters.
And one of the best classes to dip into.
Honestly, yeah, to get that.
Multi-class.
Especially now because of the changes to spellcasting where you can only cast a leveled spell using a spell slot once per turn. But if you have other ways to use spells without spell slots, now Sorcerer's value just goes up because you can probably cast still 2 high-level spells. So, and we'll talk about that more. That could be species abilities, that could be magic item spells, something else you get from subclasses. So it's very potent. So at level 3, Sorcerer subclass, this is when you get it now. You have 4 returning, well, and tweaked.
Yes.
You got Aberrant Mind, which is mostly unchanged from Tasha's. You have Clockwork Sorcery, once again, mostly unchanged from Tasha's. Draconic Sorcery.
Draconic.
Oh, which, first of all, I love the flavor. I've been a Breath of Fire sort of guy. I love dragons and everything related to dragons. So this is, I think it's been, I had loved it before, but it's been buffed to the 9 hells and back, I think.
Has.
So, yeah.
Wild Magic Sorcerer.
One of your favorites.
Yes, absolutely. It's more reliable, and the table is slightly tweaked.
It's very wide and very robust. There's some some really cool things in there. Once we get to our review of Wild Magic Sorcerer, we'll touch on those a little bit. It's very fun. It's still a potted plant, but other things have increased in value a lot.
Absolutely.
So, level 5, Sorcerous Restoration. So you can regain expended sorcery points equal to half your sorcerer level after a short rest once per day. So let me tell you why I think I like this. Because sorcery points are always at a premium, especially at lower levels, right?
Absolutely.
You're always trying to cash those in for your quicken, for your twins, whatever it's going to be. Being able to get those in a short rest, right? When that was sorcerer's kind of weaknesses.
Warlock ability.
Yeah, truly.
In some ways.
Because you can trade those into, you can trade your sorcery points into spells. So that's very nice. Gives sorcerer some longevity, especially if you're doing dungeon crawl. I like that ability, so.
Really powerful. At level 7, you're getting Sorcery Incarnate, which allows you to regain uses of your innate sorcery by spending 2 sorcery points.
Yeah.
While active, this allows you to use 2 metamagic options on every spell.
So here you go. You got your Nova caster at this point. Now, of
Truly.
course, Warlock gets to 3 attacks. Wizard had their big spell book, right? But here, when you want to be that spell slinger and you're going hard and you want to do like heightened spell or empowered spell and twinned, and oh my gosh, so this is a bevy of great options.
The sorcerer outclasses the wizard now. I really do.
And that's a bit of spoiler. I agree, only because, and let me tell you, Wizard traditionally has been very strong, especially at high tier play, maybe level 15 plus, which honestly is not that many campaigns. So
True.
in the one D&D playtest, right, as we were going towards the player's handbook, Wizards were given spell flexibility or spell something like that. I forget the exact name for it, but they were given metamagic. Wizards were given metamagic. Why? Because casters need to have some flexibility in their casting,
Absolutely.
right? And so Wizards doesn't have that. Wizards as a class doesn't have that. Wizards of the Coast tried to give Wizards that, and players were like, wait a minute, you're giving the best part of Sorcerer's kit to Wizard, and so of course that's gone now. So that tells you though how potent these are and how needed they are for spellcasters, and Wizard does not
100%.
have this, and Sorcerer has it, and they're buffs. So yeah. At level 20, finally your Capstone, you get Arcane Apotheosis, which is a huge buff compared to previous level 20 Sorcerer's Capstone. While active, what happens?
Innate Sorcery allows you to use 1 metamatic option for free each turn.
So not only do you have your 20, and you can use 2 every time, but you can do quickened and empowered every single turn for like half the cost, essentially.
It's a truly busted ability.
And you are already buffed in Innate, where you get advantage all the time. Spell save DC goes up. As a bonus action, no concentration, always on. Holy cow, I can't say much about the Sorcerer. I'm going to give it a tier ranking right now. For me, this is an S+.
S+, 100%. I may be biased for Sorcerers, but I'm also biased for Warlocks, to be fair, and this is... It would make me consider playing a Sorcerer again, even.
Incredible. So much flexibility, so much power. Your spells are going to be pumped up to Celestia, I think. Now,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. So some of the things have been ameliorated from previous Sorcerer iterations, right? Like the less amount of spell slots, now that's increased. Power is just through the roof, I think.
Absolutely.
And again, we haven't, played this yet, so that could change.
But our
And
first impressions are looking pretty good.
I'd say, I agree with you, Mind Flayer Slayer. So this has been a review of Sorcerer from the new 2024 Player's Handbook. We are going to cover all 4 of Sorcerer's subclasses coming up next.
And we're going to be going through every bit of information we can possibly cover on this wonderful new book from Wizards of the Coast. We are not sponsored. We had to fight to get this book at Gen Con, getting up nice and early, getting in those queues, waiting in line for hours.
Yeah, they did not give us this book.
No.
We got it.
We paid for it.
We did.
Yes.
We paid for it. And we're giving you our opinion. We want to bring it to the community and have the option to use this in our games as well, even though we cover many games here on the channel.
Yeah, we're really excited for the future of D&D. We're really excited to be covering all this material. We're bringing you new videos every single day until we get from the front to the back of this new book. So please consider smiting that like button, subscribing, leaving a comment down below, ringing that notification bell, everything that can help us go to the moon.
All right. Diamond Hands. Talk to you soon.
See you next time.